Hey guys, Foxdrop here, welcome back to another one of our Spectate games. This is where we take a look at someone who's very good at a certain thing and we try and learn from them, try and see what it is that they do that makes them so good so that we can pick it up and take it into our games. And today we are watching Longzhu Cuzz. Longzhu's jungler and he's playing Evelynn. Now, you guys might remember that when I was getting coached by LS, he told me to play Eve. I suck at her, so hopefully you can learn how to actually play Eve from this gameplay. Because Eve is a very good solo queue jungler, but there are certain things, specifically in the first clear, little things that you need to do so that you can clear healthily and properly, because she does have an extremely weak first clear as far as her health total goes. She gets very low, and you're going to have to do certain things correctly. So I really want to focus on this early clear here, guys, because this is extremely important if you want to be playing Eve in solo queue. So first things first, start at your chickens. If you start your chickens compared to starting at one of the buffs, you actually have more experience because the chickens give you more experience at level 1 than a buff does. Notice how as well she started with the Q obviously, and she's kiting out the camp. That's really important. Kiting on Eve in your first jungle clear is extremely important. Look at how she's always moving in between every single auto, because most of her damage every single ability, sorry, most of the damage comes from her abilities. When she uses her E, that gives her an attack speed steroid. Then she'll sit on the monster and attack it. But outside of that, she's always running around like now. You see, she tags things. She's got the attack speed steroid here, so she's auto-attacking. But once the attack speed steroid goes down, she starts kiting again like this. You have to be, like, again, she's kiting. You have to be kiting, moving in between, spamming your Q. If you don't do that on Eve, your first clear very easily looks like wank. You can see here as well, she survived on maybe like 100 health on that last Krug there. You could easily lose. That's like 2 auto attacks from red buff. It's very, very important that you kite out the camps when you're clearing them in the early game. Now, I mentioned that doing chickens at level 1 gives you more experience. That is, you get more experience of doing it at level 1 than you do at level 2, just because of the way the jungle mechanics work. Watch how she does this wolf camp as well, guys, with the kiting while I'm explaining this point. So if you start at chickens and then do a buff, you get more experience than if you did the buff and then did chickens. Don't ask me. That's just how it works. Well, I could tell you how it works, but you don't need to know that shit. I forgot to change the there. But so this means that you would get level 4 from doing this clear here that she's done. So 3 mini camps plus the buffs, right? However, and Nivea actually stole one of the mini chickens when she was clearing, so she's not level 4 yet. But she should be level 4 here. If Nivea hadn't stolen one of the mini chickens, she would be level 4 here. So she's just doing like a pretty standard clear at this point. She recalled to get the second jungle item just to make her jungle clears a bit better. And now I'm just going to pause here so that we can take a look. Okay, what do you want to do if you're playing Eve in this situation? Well, because you're Eve, you want to have high early game pressure. That's what Eve does. So your first instinct should be looking towards, okay, where can I set up this gank? Now, what makes Eve so strong in the early game is that you have to adapt your playstyle around her, because you know if you're playing Eve or playing against Eve, she's invisible. You can't see her coming. So she can be very, very cheeky with how she sets up ganks. As you're seeing here, she comes in from the lane, and this is really, really important, how she positions herself so that when the gank starts, she is positioned in between the champion that you're ganking and the tower, or safety, whatever safety might be. So you can see they go in here, and look at this. Eve is already positioned here so that if Fiora wants to run away from this gank, she has to run through Eve. This means that Eve can just put out loads of punishment, deal out loads of damage, and you know that this gank is going to have a much higher chance of success if she's in this position. If she just come in from the position, like just straight up the lane and ran at the Fiora, like she would be in a similar position to where Fizz is right now, it would be so easy for Fiora to run away. But instead, because she's able to just space out, run, catch up to the Fiora here, they're actually going to pick up the kill as well. Now, something that's slightly important to note here too is that Lee Sin showed bot lane here. That's quite important because Eve in the early game, like I say, she's a good early game champion because she can pull off creative ganks like this one. However, she does struggle in the 1v1 matchups because she tends to get quite low when she's clearing. So she's quite vulnerable and fragile in this early game. And the reason why I mentioned Lee Sin showing bot is because it means that it's reassuring for Eve. She can go for a play like the one she just went top lane and not have to worry about getting countered by Eve. Now, at this stage, by Lee Sin, sorry. At this stage of the game, guys, what you want to do, what Eve is looking to do here, she can either go and gank somewhere, but there's not really anywhere to gank, right? When you recall, you always want to look at the minimap and think, okay, where do I want to go? What do I want to do? There's not really anywhere to gank. Mid lane's recalled, bot lane's recalled, she can't go top lane just yet. So she's just going to go farm the jungle. If in doubt, you know, that's kind of what you want to think about. Where do I want to go? What do I want to do? Can't do anything. All right, let's just farm the jungle. And that's how that's definitely the logic that the Koreans have. Because Cuzz is like rank 4 or something in Korea. Something like that. You know, they always think fight first, farm second. As you can see here, she just gave up her Krug camp for, like the mini Krugs there for the attempt at a play here. Something as well that we should note, guys, is that when she counter jungled the Krugs here, can I see this? No, I can't. When she counter jungled the Krugs, actually, can I do this? Can I get rid of the Fog of War for a sec? I think, yeah, F. When she counter jungled the Krugs, she took the big one, but didn't attack the mini one, because now this means that if Lee Sin comes round to take these Krugs, he's actually going to be at a net loss because they haven't even despawned and respawned yet, right? So when he comes to eventually take the Krugs, he's only going to have the mini Krug to take. Anyway, she was thinking about recalling but decided against it. She's got like, what, 300 gold at this point? I don't know, 500 gold after those wolf camps. So she would have got nothing from recalling, so absolutely no point in recalling there. Instead, she's just going to go for the cheeky old Gromp. Cheeky old jungle clear here to get to that level 6. So, deja vu here, boys. She's coming in from the lane gank as well. Now, something she has to be careful of right now is if she thinks about it, is there a chance that Lee Sin could show up around this area? Now, she's warding it, which makes me feel like she thinks that Lee Sin could be around here. And we don't know for sure where Lee Sin would be. Now, there is a chance that Lee Sin actually wouldn't be here because his blue buff is about to respawn. So if you want to use that logic, you could say to yourself, okay, probably not going to show up because he wants to do like his jungle clear, right? However, if you also think about it from a different perspective, it's a pretty good opportunity to gank this top lane, potentially at least. And from Lee Sin's perspective as well, this is a good opportunity for Eve to show top lane because she can easily dive this lane here. So if I were Lee Sin, it's kind of like a split, right? You don't know whether he's just going to go farming bot, but at the same time, he could easily show at this top lane because if Lee Sin is thinking from our perspective, so if we're thinking about what he's thinking about from that, whatever, it's getting confusing. Basically, Lee Sin could be here. We have to respect that. So just play it patiently is what I'm trying to say. And there he is. He shows up, exactly. He shows up just in time. So he jumps in. As soon as he's dedicated with his gap closer, that's when you go in. If Eve had gone in earlier and shown before Lee Sin had used his safeguard there, his W, then Lee Sin would easily be able to just jump out of that one. They get countered by a teleport here, which is a bit of a shame, kind of unfortunate. But still, that's the TP down at least. Not really much that Eve can do about that one, honestly. Jace recalled as well, which was unfortunate timing from him to recall because he could have got a good push onto the mid tower, but still. All in all, not bad stuff. So, I know I haven't mentioned runes and masteries yet, guys. As always, they are always in the description of these videos. But his runes masteries are quite relatively simple. He goes 12, 18, 0 with Thunderlords. However, he gets 1 point in Vampirism and 4 points in Natural Talent. So that's the one where you get like some life still in Spell Vamp. He gets just 1 point in that and then 4 points in the other one. But outside of that, it's moderately standard page. And for your runes, this guy goes for AD Reds, Armour Yellows, MR Blues, and AP Quints. Not MR Blues, sorry, CDR Blues. I think you can go AP Blues if you want to. I think you could go MR Blues as well if you wanted to. But yeah, that's just what he runs. So we're back to the farm game here, guys. Like I say, you want to look, position yourself at the map thinking, okay, where can we go? What can we do? Bot lane obviously was impossible to gank because they weren't even there. Mid lane, not really something happening. He could potentially go mid lane at this stage if he wanted to. I just want to take a look at how much gold he's got. He's got 500 gold. I don't know exactly how much it is for his runic echoes, but I know that's a pretty big power spike on Eve. For most AP junglers, honestly. But especially on Eve, who doesn't want to, like, she can spend so much time just clearing the jungle, like you see here. She did her bots on jungle, now she has to recall because she's completely Once she gets runic echoes, it changes. So there you go. She wanted enough gold for the runic echoes. There it is. She recalls with that, and now she should be pretty sorted, honestly. Like, her jungle clears are now just like... Eve really starts kicking off once she gets runic echoes. Most AP junglers start kicking off once they get runic echoes, at least. Anyway, keeping your eyes peeled on the minimap, you can always see when fights are happening. Even deciding to forego the blue buff here and go for the top lane gank. And again, guys, take note of her positioning when she initiates a gank. Always positioned herself between the Fiora and the tower. That means that if Fiora wants to run away, she has to run through the Eve. And of course, she ain't going to get away from this one. So there you go. But that's really, really important to know, guys. Always position yourself like that. Don't get lazy and just run up to the person. Slide yourself in and sneak around them. It's quite important to do that shit. Alright. Whether or not she takes this blue gives it over to Jace is kind of a 50-50. I think it's good on Eve, but also in career solo queue especially, you tend to just give your blue over to the to your mid laner, else they go AFK. But if she wanted to take this blue buff, she could take this blue buff. No big deal, really. Anyway, we can see people moving around with vision onto the bot lane here, so let's take a look and see what's going on. It's really starting to kick off, but it's already gone tits up for the enemy team, so this is just bad. This could be transitioning into a dragon though, but you got to make sure you win the fight first. So, bot lane, like the red team here, don't really have anything going right now. They've already lost Lee Sin, so it's probably not going to happen for them. So Eve just wants to stick around, try and make something happen. There's the initiation with her ultimate. Doesn't want to dedicate too hard because she's very, very squishy. But this is kind of an overextension, honestly. They should be okay, but... you know, I don't know. Probably shouldn't have gone for that one. Jace did go mid, didn't stay for the fight. That makes the fight worse for these guys, obviously. But it does mean that Jace gets a nice push in mid lane. If we take a look at the mid lane tower, it's getting quite low. So this can be something that Eve looks at as well. If Eve manages to find a Nivea out of position, Nivea out of position somewhere, or she gets a kill onto the Nivea, they can move into that top lane, that mid lane, sorry, and just take the tower. That would be really good. Then Jace would be able to roam as well. Oh, Jace is just going to get it for free anyway. Good stuff. Bit more jungle clearing here. And then let's see. Into the mid lane. We know Fiora's around mid lane here, so you've got to be a bit respectful of that one. She's positioning here as well, as you can see that she wants to move towards mid lane after that jungle camp. So let's see what's going down here. I don't know if anything's gonna happen. I think she's mostly here to see if the enemy team dedicate to this play, because then Eve can be here to kind of counter it. So she's mostly just waiting in the wings to see if that's gonna happen or not. Now this bot lane is also really, really low here, so this tower may as well not be up. I think she's kind of looking for the Lee Sin here as well, because Lee Sin is pretty weak. So they spot her out finally, but here we go. Like I say, basically no tower here. Pretty easy initiation. Nice follow-up from the Thresh. She's not dead somehow. She's alive. Is she gonna survive this one? She's gonna survive this one. Beautiful. Even when Nivea came in here, she used her teleport for this one and isn't gonna get anything out of it. But again, Jace is in spawn, which just Jace's timing for when he recalls. Pretty unfortunate each time. But they should be able to just get out of this one. Sadly, Jace has already got mid tower, so him sitting in mid isn't really a great use of his time. But that's nothing to do with Eve, honestly. But there's a straggler, boys. There's a straggler. A straggler versus a stealth assassin. Is it going to happen, lads? Is it going to happen? I've got a feeling she's going to go for this shit. She's got to go for this shit, surely. Go for it, Eve. Yes. No. There's a pink ward here as well. This could be risky. I know she wants it. Uh-oh. This could be risky. This could be risky. Is she just, like, playing with Jhin? Oh, cheeky. She sat in the blind spot. She's sat in the blind spot. Now she's going to go for the Nivea. And Nivea has no egg as well. This could work. But this is very risky as well. She might get caught by the karma here. Ah, she's spoke by the karma. Ah, she's out of it. Oh, yeah, she's out of it. She's out of it. Her best hope here is just a suicide to the karma here, so Nivea doesn't get any kill assist. But you saw that skulking. What was that about? That is how you play a stealth assassin. You just stalk your prey. Beautiful stuff. Talking a bit about the item build here, guys. Runic Echoes and Blue Smite is the core item. You know, the core, like, just, yeah, pretty much just the core build that you will go every single game. You can go Red Smite if you want to, but Blue Smite's pretty simple. And then outside of that, there are some things that it starts becoming more situational. Yeah, but I would say after that you want to either get Proto Belt or Gunblade. I've seen both of those. I think both of those work. Proto Belt is better if you're going for like an AP burst, but Gunblade is actually pretty good still on Eve. Is he done? He's out of it, surely. He's out of it. He's not out of it. Alright, fair enough. But yeah, we'll see. Cuzz here prefers to go for the Proto Belt rather than anything else. So that's what he's going to be building up to now. But also this Dark Seal, I mean, I can't really comment too much on this one because I don't really know enough about Eve. This is something that LS told me to buy as well. But I don't really understand how Dark Seal works or how Eve works. So I think it's just kind of like a... I don't know, I don't know. Yeah, but people get this... People seem to chuck this into their inventory early game. So if you... On Eve. So if you want to do that shit, go for it. Whatever. Alright, let's see. She should be pretty powerful now. She's farmed up really hard here. She's level 11. And that's a very low Jhin. So he's dead. She's very, very cheeky. She's very, very cheeky. She's very patient. That's what I guess that's what you got to be when you're playing a stealth assassin. Alright, here we go. Let's see if something else going to happen here. Nice. Initiation with the ultimate onto Lee Sin. Just countered with his own ulti. Might be able to get something still here. Lee Sin, mate. You're playing very greedy, broski. What's that about? What's up with that? You can't get away with that shit, man. There's no respect. Then again, he is 1 and 6. So maybe that's that. Alright, I'm just going to keep fast forwarding here because this stage of the game, at this point of the game, you're mostly just looking to see if you can catch people out of position and try and 1v1 them because your 1v1s are pretty strong. So at this, however, like, her burst 1v1 is very strong. You can't go toe-to-toe with someone like Fiora because, you know, it's Fiora, but you know what I mean. So here we go here. I'm just going to pause this fight because I want to talk about, in a fight like this, what are you looking at when you're playing Eve, right? Because you need to know how to play team fights. That's really important. Now, if your ultimate was up, this is 4 seconds of being up, her ultimate, right? So we can listen to the howling winds of the Anivia ultimate here if you want to. In fact, I'm going to get rid of the UI here because I always like it. Whenever I'm doing a spectate like this, you guys always screenshot things like this. You know, you always screenshot the cool looking picture and then you send it to me. So there you go, screenshot it. In fact, I'm going to pose for you right now, guys, so you can screenshot and send it to me on Twitter. There you go. Alright, so how are you going to play this team fight, boys and girls? If you have your ultimate up, generally speaking, rule of thumb, aim of the game is slam your ultimate down on as many people as possible. Because then you get the biggest shield. Because when you hit people with your ultimate, you get a shield based off how many people you've hit. So you want to hit as many people as possible. Ultimate is not up and these people are quite split up. So outside of that, what is your aim as Eve? What is it that you need to achieve or you want to achieve when you're playing Eve? Well, quite obviously, you want to try and kill people. Usually that means you find a sneaky way to go into the back line. I would say that the ideal positioning for Eve in this fight would actually be to run around here and go into the backside here. I probably could have chosen better phrasing for that, but won't have the time to do that in this fight because this is more of a skirmish than a full-blown fight because there aren't enough people alive, really, right? So what she basically, because this Lee Sin is so squishy, she can just go for Lee Sin, or she can try and run past Lee Sin. But I would say it's a bit risky to go for the back line because she's actually still on half health herself, so she's a bit weak as well. So just go for the squishies, go for the kill with this Lee Sin. Even though he's playing in the front line, he's still quite a bit of a squishy, so she could go for him, or she honestly could just say, you know what, I don't want any of this fight because it is technically a 4v3. Might not end too well, but let's have a look and see what's going down here. So she's playing it really passively here, really passively. Doesn't want to dedicate to anything. Like I say, it's a risky fight, and just plays it patiently until she can find the opportunity to go in. There you go. I think that's probably why I'm not a great Eve player, because okay, beautiful stuff. Because I'm always looking for the avenue to go in. And you got to be a bit more patient, maybe. Maybe that's the lesson to learn today, guys. That you got to be patient when you're playing Eve. But that was a really nice ultimate. Again, she hit as many people as possible as she could with that ulti. So you got a huge shield from that. Ha! Nice. She got a huge shield from that. But I guess what I should mention as well when I say you want to use your ultimate on as many people as possible isn't just so you get a big shield. It's so that you do as much damage as possible to like a lot of people. And so that you get the slow as well. So it's a good tool for initiation there. Alright, good shit. Let's get out of this. So she's finished off the Proto Belt here. Now she's going into what I believe is the Lich Bane. That's a pretty standard build as well as your third item on Eve if you're going for this like AP build. Is you go for Runic Echoes, Gunblade / Proto Belt, and then Lich Bane. So she's going to have a butt ton of damage here. Just take a look at all the vision that is in this game right now. An insane amount of vision here. It gives you so much freedom to operate, to work on. You can just go wherever you want to go. Because just look at all that vision. Absolutely vile, absolutely disgusting. And now she's got a fairly significant lead over this Lee Sin as well. She's pretty ahead right here. And in fact, she's not just ahead of the Lee Sin. She's one of the highest levels in the game. She's a higher level than, well, Fiora's level 11. Yeah, she's really far ahead. I mean, she's just been farming a crap ton. Now, a quick talking about this Baron here, guys. This one, when you're looking at it from a spectator standpoint, it seems obvious. But, you know, they got good vision for it. They know the enemy team is in their base. They're ahead. They've got a lot of damage. Just go for the Baron. Pretty simple, really. But when you're in the game, sometimes it seems a bit more difficult to make a call like that. But if there's nothing else to do and you think you can take it quite safely, just go for the Baron. They also have a control ward in the pit. If you don't have a control ward in the pit, it's a lot riskier to go for Baron. You need to make sure they don't have vision on it. Look at it. She's looking for a kill here. She's looking for it. I hear Jhin. I heard Jhin reloading. I think he might be around somewhere. Just drinking my cup of tea. This is dedication to an assassination. I don't know whether or not she's going to find anyone. Jin's just sitting under tower here, so it's unlikely, but she's making a grand point to not reveal herself. And if, oh shit, if Jhin gets a little bit closer here, this could happen. There it is. Did she miss the Proto Belt there? I think she may have missed the wait, no. Okay. Okay. She got Jhin though. I mean, that's sending a message right there. If nothing else, that is sending a message. Beautiful stuff. Nice. Let's see, Sin and a pretty big mop up for her team here, most likely. I don't know. This could be dangerous. Oh, this Xayah is so strong. She's really strong. Dodge that shit, you're dead. Alright, that's actually pretty bad then, considering that was, this team is really far ahead. That's not good. That's bad. I think that, honestly, that dive was just way too aggressive there. Way too aggressive. She went for the play, went for the assassination, and yeah, that was crazy stuff. Now this is going to be, if she goes for this, I think that's risky. She can get turned around pretty easily by that Nivea there, but there's a TP coming through here. This should be a dead Nivea right here. She's scrambled. Oh, I don't know, actually. She might get out of this one. Nope, she's dead. Alright, good shit. Initiating with the ultimate again for the slow, for the big shield. There it is. Beautiful stuff. And now what you gonna do? What you gonna do with that big fat pick? You're gonna push. That's what you're gonna do. Why not? So group up as a team in this situation, guys. Even if you're not playing Eve, just you want to group up as a team when your team's got some kills in the late game. Group up with them so you can push towers down to actually get something out of those kills. What lane you push is kind of depending on obviously the position of the minion waves, but mid and bot are two good options here. Because of Niv, like, they don't really have any wave clear here, so honestly, yeah, they have to use Jhin ultimate to kill the minions here. That's how bad that wave clear is right now. So you could, you know, you can push a tower. I don't really think Jace should have gone top there, honestly. I think they could have got that tower, but Eve recalling was fine because she was really low, so she kind of had to recall. But if you want to deep push the sideways, that's okay as well. Here she is, nice. Gets a kill with the tip of her Proto Belt there, beautiful stuff. She's still going for the assassination. She's going for the split push. No, going for Dragon instead. That makes sense. Alright, she has finished her Lich Bane, guys. Like I mentioned, Lich Bane, huge burst. And she also just saw Jhin show bot side. So it will be unlikely for Jhin to stay in that situation. Look at her holding that. Look at that shit. Beautiful. Alright, here we go, guys. They're looking for the play. Where are they going to initiate it? Can they catch the Lee Sin? They're going to get mid. No, she's hoping Lee Sin gets greedy here. He got greedy. He got greedy. And Eve just happened to be there. Beautiful stuff. It looks as though patience is like the name of the game, really, when you're playing Eve. This Eve is extremely patient. That's definitely something that I've noticed here. She's definitely taking her time. Alright, trying to save her teammate with her ultimate there. Doesn't work. I'm going to skip forward some of this stuff because it's kind of boring, honestly. It's just a bit of... This is a bit of like solo queue clown fiesta. I think all you need to take away from this is like, if you see opportunities to just kill someone, then kill them. But don't go too hard because you can throw, like is what's happening here. So probably just going to wait for the Baron to respawn and then try and do something with that. Because you can't really push versus Anivia unless you have Baron. Because she clears him anyways too fast. So now they've got Baron. Let's just reset, guys. Recall. Get the sideways in a position where they're not pushing into us, but pushing into the enemy team. So that if we want to rotate from one lane to another, we can do that. And then let's see what's going on. So group up outside of that. The sideways are in a fairly decent spot. Top lane is actually pushing in the wrong way. But that's fine because we got mid, we got bot. We shouldn't need more than 2 ways pushing in here. And let's have a look-see and see what's going down. So the Thresh is getting caught already. Good shit. He's dead. Beautiful stuff. She's gone for the wait, is that Banshees still? Yeah, she's gone for the Banshees Veil as well here, so she doesn't get caught by the Anivia or the can't whatever. That's quite nice. I actually haven't seen the new Banshees Veil being brought up on anyone yet, but that's cool. If you're squishy, especially, I like that. Oh my god. All right, that's certainly a certain amount of damage right there. Finally, we're gonna get some towers, or are we? Uh-oh. Oh, she's good. She's good. She's out. Alright, nice. You got both towers, mid lane, bot lane. Good shit. Alright, guys. End this fiesta, lads. You know you want to. What's she going to get after this? She's upgraded the Dark Seal into the Magi. Beautiful stuff. Alright. Jin, are you going to be long for this world or nah? I know you want him, Eve. I know you want him. Go get him. She's not even looking at the Fiora. Yes, he's out of it. He's gone. He's gone. Nice. Transitioning over to the Karma, maybe. Lee Sin. Oh my god, look at that damage. Oh, now you got to run, buddy. Now you got to run, buddy. Oh, or not. And you're donezo. Oh, Anivia, mate. You just got Lee Sin. Oh, mate. She scrambled and so is Lee Sin. They're both out of it. Beautiful stuff. I hope you enjoyed the gameplay, boys and girls. Hope this taught you some things about playing Eve. Specifically in that kind of early and mid game, which is where Eve is at her most effective. So you got to be able to play her in the early and mid game. Outside of that, just assassinate people, really. That's all there is to it. But yeah, thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Cheeky thumbs up if you did. And you can subscribe to me for more League of Legends content. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Have a good one. And I will see you in my next video.